Hello. Today I happen to be sitting in the Maglio Gardens in Valletta on the island of Malta, known to us from Paul's experiences there as he travelled through the Mediterranean, shipwrecked on the island here when it was called Melita. We find that recorded in the Acts of the Apostles. But today we're looking at number 9 in the series on family seasons, this one entitled Times of Loss. And of course for Paul and his travelling companions at that time, it was indeed a time of loss. And for many people, as we read through Scripture, there are times of loss. And the question for us today is, how did they deal with them? And we are pointed to some various ideas here. We are looking at Mark and Peter, Genesis, Luke, Romans, Corinthians, Philippians, and so on. And the very first one from Mark is the story of Jairus' daughter. You remember that tragic scene where they come to Jesus and say, please come and help this man, the synagogue leader, Jairus. His daughter's very sick, and after some while they come back and say, oh, okay, don't bother, she's dead. And Jesus says, don't worry. And he goes there. And the miracle of miracles happens when Jairus' daughter is raised. But of course, in our world today, while there may be some miracles, we still have to face those heartbreaking times of loss. And for our families, when members are sick, when we lose loved ones through death or whatever it may be, when there's estrangement, when there are arguments, when people don't talk to each other for years and years, then what do we do in these times of loss? We have to come back to where our faith is based, to our trust in God, to say, Lord, you have to help us, you have to work with us, you have to be that healing force in our families. When bad things happen, these times of loss, whatever they may be, this is where we find our healing, this is where we find our strength, by coming back to the God who is the one who leads us through. Back there in the Old Testament, God identified himself as, I am the one who heals you. He can heal our families. He can help us through these difficult times. And whether we're alone, whether we're with our brothers and sisters, parents, children, whatever it may be, if we can always remember that God is there with us to help us through these times of loss. This world is a sad and tragic one, let's be honest. And we will experience times of loss when things go so badly wrong, when people we love dearly are gone and we see them no more. That's when we hold on to our hope as Christians, where we say to ourselves, there is more than this. We shall see these people once again, and we shall be reunited. That was the promise there in 1 Thessalonians chapter 4. Comfort one another with these words. That's what Paul told the folk in the church there at Thessalonica. Comfort one another, because you will be together with them. You will meet the Lord in the air, and all these people will come and celebrate together with you as you enter into the kingdom of our God. So think about these things. Think about what it really does mean to go through times of loss and how we're going to deal with them. Prepare ourselves for being here with the Lord always, so that we can be with him forever in the world to come. May God bless you this particular week.